Imagine a world where the apocalypse didn't just break society, it unlocked the latent potential within humanity, turning ordinary people into gifted beings with powers that defy physics. You are part of a new generation struggling to survive in a landscape ruled by strength and ability, only to find that being Blaze isn't just about wielding fire, but about controlling an inner inferno that threatens to consume you from the inside out. But when you discover that your power isn't a gift, but a target for those who seek to weaponize the gifted for their own gain, you realize that survival isn't about hiding your light. It's about mastering the flame to burn down the corrupt systems that stand in your way. Welcome to the Gifted Book 1, The Rise of Blaze, the first pulse-pounding, atmospheric, and deeply strategic installment in Preston Antunes' The Gifted Original series. If you love superpowered progression tropes, urban fantasy action, and stories that explore the sheer, unadulterated thrill of watching a protagonist master their abilities through grit, ingenuity, and superior tactics, this audiobook will completely consume you. It is a masterclass in speculative fiction, blending the visceral crunch of tactical combat with the profound weight of personal evolution. The narrative kicks off with our protagonists awakening to their powers, thrusting them into a race against time to understand their limits before rival factions or government agencies capture them. The atmosphere is thick with the scent of ozone and burnt ash, the static of encrypted comms, and the creeping dread of knowing that every decision could branch into a timeline where they are experimented on as a lab rat. Antunes excels at capturing the psychological toll of isolation, making every tactical maneuver, every resource allocation, and every narrow escape feel like a high-stakes gamble where the price of failure is not just death, but the loss of one's soul to the void. At the core of the book's massive appeal is its spectacular elemental hero trope and the brilliant asymmetric warfare dynamic. This isn't just about shooting lasers. It's about understanding the complex ecology of superhuman politics, managing limited resources, and using human ingenuity to outsmart enemies who rely on brute force and superior numbers. Watching the protagonist reverse engineer enemy strategies, craft overpowered gear from rare drops, and completely shock arrogant elites with unconventional, trap-heavy tactics is incredibly satisfying. The audiobook narration brings the visceral impact of the combat and the satisfying chiming ding of a massive level up to life, making every milestone feel like a hard-earned victory. But beyond the stats and the slaughter, the soul of the gifted lies in its characters and the heavy burden of memory. The protagonist isn't just a cold, calculating gamer. They are a deeply human individual struggling to maintain their humanity in a system that views them as data. They quickly form bonds with a beautifully dysfunctional found family of fellow survivors who help them navigate the treacherous waters of the new social order. The banter is razor sharp, providing much-needed levity as their squad watches them calculate the damage output of a coordinated strike. Their unbreakable trust provides the emotional grounding needed when the world starts throwing literal world-ending threats their way. As the plot accelerates towards its climax, the pacing becomes utterly breathless. A major conspiracy or a rival faction's assault forces the protagonist to push their abilities to their absolute limits. The finale is a spectacular display of tactical brilliance, overwhelming magical firepower, and raw, unbridled ingenuity. The protagonist doesn't just survive the assault, they completely shatter the local power scaling, using a ridiculous, highly technical combination of skills and crafting to turn the enemy's ultimate attack into a mere stepping stone. The payoff is spectacular, delivering a massive, dopamine-fueled victory that proves the most dangerous class in the system isn't the one with the biggest sword, it's the one who understands the rules better than anyone else. The Gifted Book 1, The Rise of Blaze, is a triumph of the LitRPG and fantasy genres. It is smart, action-packed, and unapologetically addictive. Preston Antunes has crafted a debut that perfectly captures the thrill of breaking the apocalypse with a stat sheet and a strategy guide. Plug in your headphones, check your stats, and join the climber. The system is live, but his future is bright.